There was a time when you could spot them a mile off. In fact, there was a time when you could smell them a mile off. Environmentalists and eco-warriors attempting to block demolition or construction works used to look like escapees from the Glastonbury Festival, unkempt, pasty, and with unwashed hair clumped into a nest of dreadlocks. They would arrive under the cover of darkness carrying placards, herbal cigarettes, and chains with which to attach themselves to gates or equipment. Simpler times. Now, however, we're seeing a new breed of eco-warriors that are objecting to demolition and construction, and rather than carrying placards, they are coming armed with something far more formidable: science. And while the great unwashed of years gone by could be removed with nothing more substantial than a court order, the new environmental lobby might actually prevent demolition and construction from ever making it past the planning stage. We've reported several times recently about concerns over the embodied carbon contained within existing buildings that would be considered wasted if the structure were demolished. Most recently, when he wasn't stuck in a BBC lift, we saw our Secretary of State for Housing, Michael Gove, putting a permanent block on the proposed Tulip Tower project in London over embodied carbon concerns. And now comes the news that the same argument is being used to potentially prevent the demolition of the 1960s built John Lewis building up in Sheffield. Sheffield City Council is scheduled to take control of the building very soon and is thought to be drawing up redevelopment plans. Now, some estimates suggest that the cost of revamping the building could be as much as £20 million, raising the possibility that demolition and reconstruction might actually be more cost effective, at least financially. But according to the Boffins at Urban Flows Observatory, more than 4,300 tonnes of carbon were released in the production of the materials used in the 5-storey building when it was built. To further illustrate their point, the observatory has explained that the embodied carbon that could be lost if the building is demolished is equivalent to 4,000 flights from London to New York, 17,000 trips by car from from Land's End to John O'Groats, or running a domestic oven non-stop for 800 years. Those figures are apparently based upon calculations using information provided by Sheffield City Archives. And here's the issue. In days gone by, local councillors like nothing more than getting behind a regeneration project during their tenure. Some regional mayors have staked their entire reputation upon bringing to fruition some out with the old, in with the new project during their stay. But the times, they are a-changing. And now there might just be as many votes to be won in retaining an existing building and the embodied carbon trapped within it as there used to be in the ribbon cutting on a new building. Tree huggers and muesli botherers were relatively easy to move. Scientists and vote-hungry local officials may not be quite so easily budged.